Riker's Iron presents.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Riker's Iron. I am Game Master Riker, and we're going to be continuing painting our very magical megalith model that we started last weekend. So I had hoped to get him up to the point of the other models that I would like to paint alongside him. So just to give you a little size comparison of megalith versus the Wold Warden. There you go. There's a little bit of a size comparison of the difference. And painting wise, I think I'm going to start doing the stone on all the models. I think I might have jumped ahead on those other models before and done one dry brush layer too much on the sticks. So we're not going to worry about those ones right now. We're not going to give a crap. So we're going to just jump in and continue painting this magical creature. So, those of you listening in, can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? Is everything okay? Yes? No? Yes? Yes? No? Yes? No? Yes? No? I don't have my sound on for the stream itself because it would be very annoying. It would be echoing and going crazy. Okay. I'm gonna try using this wet palette again. I re-soaked the sponge. I think I'm getting the hang of using this thing. It's a little bit wetter than before. Some of the paint is actually still a little moist, so I guess it was working. It's pretty good. It's still wet from Sunday. So what are we gonna do? And I know I'm live a little bit early. Normally I do 7:30, but I worked from home today, and I was able to finish my work early. Well, get up early, finish my work a little earlier, and I don't have to take the train to get into my house. So we're online a little earlier than normal. Okay, so let's get kicking, rolling, scratching. I think I might touch up a few of the... I'm just noticing some of the stone areas are not fully painted. So I'm going to do some touch-up on all the stones, on all the dudes here. We're also going to be painting these little dudes as well. I don't know if you can see that on stream. These little itty-bitty dudes. They're kind of cool. They shoot lasers from their face. So kind of excited to get those rolling. They're also part of my Crossroads of Courage story stuff. So let's see. I still haven't set up my music playlist for the Twitch, because Twitch has a radio station that's like DRM free stuff. I haven't set that up yet, but I will try to get that rolling as soon as I can. And if you do want a song or something, it's !! song request space YouTube link, and it's 5 black pennies. Okay, so let's get kicking. Let's try to touch up some of this. Some of this stuff. Just gonna put that probably just here so I can load it up and drop it down. Let's get this shitty little brush here. I like to use shitty brushes for the base coats, because you don't really need a crazy brush. Let's get in here. Get all these little itty bitty ones. The wee little itty bitty ones there. I'm trying not to breathe, so I wasn't talking. There might be points where I need to concentrate significantly to keep my heartbeat going. Because you'd be surprised when you're painting super, super small, for those of you who don't paint miniatures. When you're painting super small, each heartbeat can interfere with your paint strokes, and especially if you're trying to do freehand and stuff. And maybe because I get really worked up, I get all riled up. Wow, I really missed the hands down here. I thought I got them on the weekend. It's a little too thick. A wee little too thick. And I want to thank the people who came out to view our launch day on the weekend, especially Able52, who donated a little bit of money towards our hobby goal, so we can get some paint supplies, because we are sorely lacking. I need to get some glue, because I'm out of glue. My Zap-A-Gap has died on me, and there wasn't much left in it anyways. I need some, what is it called? Gun Corps Brown. Need some brushes. I was actually going to wait to get to reach our goal to buy the wet palette, but I couldn't hold off because I wanted to try it for the stream. And I also realized last stream my the song requests was so loud, you could barely hear me talking, so I turned that down a bit, so it'll be like a faint background soundtrack. We don't need to have our faces melted, although it is Thor's Day, so face melting might be appropriate. Man, I really missed all these hand bits here. There's a giant white spot in the back. I don't know if you can see that down there. Probably not, given the darkness factor. Which kind of sucks, because I have 3 lamps on right now, plus the window open. Maybe it's my camera. I need to adjust the focus. Okay. I should have waited to do that little stick there. It's gonna get destroyed when I start doing the stonework. Ooh. I noticed I had some chips on my other models from the last time I played with them, so I'm going to try to touch those up as well before we start doing the stones, because I want all the stones to be matching on these guys. I actually really like the darker wood on Megalith, so when I do my Woldrath, the big Colossal, I will definitely be using that that brown. Sorry, I'm just looking around trying to find any missed spots. Or any spots that appear super light in comparison to the rest. I don't want to have varying. I mean, I do want to have varying shades in color of the stone, like worn stuff, but not until I start doing it. I don't want it just because I forgot to paint an area that it looks lighter. Okay. So every time I think I'm good, I find a hole like right there underneath. It's practically white. And we don't want the white right now. We don't want it. That is actually metal. What the hell happened there? Okay, I'm gonna put a little music on. Let's get some. We have a lot of requests from last time. have all been fixed up. Yeah. Oh wait, no. Didn't even check the top. This guy normally has a big. Here, I'll actually grab it. Just give me a sec here. Keeps falling off though, so I need to pin it on. But eventually, this one's gonna have a neat little mohawky looking stem on his face. Let's put that there. Okay, so he's all touched up. This guy needs a little bit on the ridge. Okay. This guy's chips have been fixed. So a little update on the flooding, if you were with us last weekend. The flooding has not really subsided, but it's not getting any better. I mean, any worse, but it should get a little bit better. Unfortunately, there's a massive rainstorm coming our way for the next 2 days, so that'll probably cause a little bit more flooding. Our Prime Minister Trudeau was here floating around in a helicopter and landing places and helping move sandbags and do all that stuff, and he did some speeches and things like that. We didn't get to see him. Apparently he was in Gatineau nearby. What kind of bird is that? What is that? It's like it has like a long, oh, okay, never mind. It was just a weird looking blue jay. Sorry, I face the window overlooking like the water / church area, and this guy's all good, I think. Sometimes I see things out there and I'm like, what is that? And it just turns out to be a bird in a weird position or a squirrel doing something. Able 50 Sue says, yeah, well, that's good news except for the rainstorm. Grr. That is very, very... I know. It sucks too. I'd planned to play War Machine this weekend with a buddy, but he can't make it. Sarah's working all weekend, so I'm gonna be streaming. Tonight we're gonna go until about 10 o'clock. Yeah, so tonight we're gonna go to about 10 o'clock. Saturday we're gonna do some streaming as well. I also want to work on some things, so I don't know what time we'll start on Saturday. Maybe still 11 like on Sunday, maybe a little bit later. But we'll do a couple hours there. And then on Sunday we'll be doing our regular Sunday streams. So a lot of streaming, a lot of painting getting done. I'm a little too watered down. So hopefully we'll be pumping out the models, because it's been so long since I've painted minis, and I keep telling myself, don't buy any more until you have it painted. And while I do have about one list fully painted, mostly beasts and a unit or two, some smaller stuff, I don't have the self-control. When I see something that's on sale or a wicked price, I can't just say, nope, I'll get it later. I just can't put it down. I have like... Circle's my primary army, which is the ones I'm painting here. These, like the werewolves and the weird construct scarecrowy looking dudes. I mean, I made them scarecrows, but... they're my primary army, so I try to buy all the models I think I would like playing and that look cool. My secondary army is Khador, which I only really have well, what do I have? I have 3 casters. I have Sorsha 1, Sorsha 2, and my favorite is Harkovich, and I have lists for them that I'm painting, and I'm not buying all the models for Khador. I'm not really a big fan of some of the other casters and models that come with that. I mean, they're not bad looking. It's just the style that I wanted to play. I wanted to play something a little different from Circle. Not so squishy fast, but heavy slow. Okay, so I think this one's touched up. Nope, nope. Missing a little dot there. And I also I backed the Widower Woods Kickstarter, and I will be painting those minis when they come in. Hey, 52 says, I wonder where you get that from. Yeah, I know. Sometimes you just can't turn down a deal. But in any case, I've purchased 99% of the models that I want for my armies. For Khador, I'm missing the Forge Seer, the awesome Man of War Wizard. He looks friggin' amazing. I'd love to paint that model, but I'm waiting to buy him. And the Artillery Captain. And I want a Mad Dog slash Berserker kit. And then I'm done my Khador for purchasing anyways. Painting I haven't even started, but I've built everything I have except for my Colossal and my what's it called? The battle engine thing. But Circle is an ongoing purchase because I'd like to play and buy all that stuff. I like converting those models. I like playing those models. There's such a variety of minis. Able52 asks a very good question. She asks, what does the $4.25 pirate sign mean when it goes by? That is the total money that has been put into the Mega Swag Treasure giveaway at the end of the year. So every dollar you donate, 25 cents of it goes into the draw at the end of the year. And at the end of the year, I'll be buying up a bunch of... The reason why I say end of the year, because I can get some Black Friday deals and get the prize pack pretty big, assuming we get a lot of donations. Yeah, so around Christmas we'll do a big draw, and I'll try to put together like maybe 3 different prize packs depending on what people like, because I know not everyone's into War Machine and Iron Kingdoms and stuff, but I'm trying to also kind of spread the word on those games a little bit. I know a lot of people already play those games, but I know a lot of people are pretty hardcore War Machine fans or Infinity players and stuff like that. But anyways, so yeah, that little $4.25 is the total worth of the prize pack at the end of the year. But we'll do other giveaways in between, like ones like maybe we get some minis and we paint them up, and I have a lot of minis and I don't have space to keep a bajillion minis, so there might be little giveaways like that. Or if I sculpt something, we'll give it away. Because sculpting, I know I'm going to go through materials and I'm going to go through dozens of models and making my own stuff, and over time there's going to be a lot of pile up, and I'd like to be able to kind of sculpt something and give it away. And Able52, I have not forgotten about my Plants vs. Zombies sculpture that I still have to do for you. I still want to do it because I want to do it on stream, so you get to witness the magical experience that is. And plus it'll let me try out some of the stuff that I've been reading about in the book that I bought to teach me sculpting. So it shall be good. It shall be great. And because it's going to be a miniature based no rush, I know where you live. Yeah, I know you do. I know. And I'm glad you recognized the little treasure chests. Able52 gave it to me for Christmas. I think it was Christmas, or was it my birthday? No, I'm pretty sure it was Christmas. Okay, let's try out this little bit of dry brush here. See if it works. Ooh, that's still a little wet. Okay. That's still crazy wet. Sorry, I'm trying to get to get a good dry brush. You need it to be really dry. Like it needs to be almost no paint transfer. And like I said last time, I don't normally dry brush stuff, but with stone and sticks and things and that kind of crap, yeah, it was Christmas 2010 or 11. I've been using it for storage of things, and now it's going to be the giveaway box. So I think that's okay. So we want it to be a little heavy, not that heavy though. Want it to be a little heavy because when we ink it, it'll bring down the color a bit. And this is just the first of many possible dry brushes to get the colors and stuff that we want on these stones. I'm trying to dry brush the parts that are higher a little bit more intensely. So I like my light, when I'm painting, I like my light to be from the top, like where the light is on the model. So all my my layering and all my dry brushing and all my stuff comes from up there. I zoomed in the camera a bit. I hope that helps a little. Okay. So it's a really messy dry brush, but that's okay. That's what we're kind of going for. Because we're going to do this in a couple layers just to see what it's going to look like. Okay. Here, I'll skip down to your song. Maybe after this song, because I like this song. Yeah, I turned down the audio because it was really overpowering the last stream. I turned it up a little bit. I don't know if you can hear it. Also check your volume as well. Just I'm really not liking this. Okay, well we're gonna continue on and see what happens. So we're gonna do a mix of Armor Wash, ink, watered down, 1 drop, and a mix of Flesh Wash, 1 drop. Boop. Two drops of that one, because the black is usually really, really overpowering. And we'll give it a little mix. What about now? It's still too brown. I want it more black than... Okay, perfect. So minus 18.6 decibels. Oops, I don't know how many drops that was, but we're gonna run with it. I think it was 2 drops. Ah, that's perfect. Okay. It did not turn out how I wanted. At all. I think we need to use a different gray. Something a little bit with the... Actually, I'm going to try a different brush. I'm going to let this dry out and see what happens. That turned out like a piece of shit. That's what that did. Okay, we're gonna let me just do something here. Now this thing's pretty shitty. I think I'm gonna do a little more drastic of a dry brush. Let's see if I got anything. I think I have a Ulahin gray or something. Arthurian gray. It's almost like a white, but it has a bluish gray tinge. So I'm gonna try that instead. Look at that color. It's a bluish gray. It's nice. I'm gonna have to give it a stir. Oh, it's dried out. Come on, man. These Games Workshop pots suck. I've used this like 3 times in my entire friggin' life. Maybe I can get a dry brush out of it. I think I can. Yes. Oh, man. Add that to the friggin' list as well, because I was planning on using this for my painting my Khador. Don't know how I feel about this. It might be a little too light. Maybe we'll do a khaki color. Like this Deneb stone. Yes! It even has stone in the name. Okay, let's get these out of here. Because we're not going to use those ones. Let's use this stone. Hopefully it's not canoodled. Canoodled capoodled. It is not. So we're going to just give it a stir. The older paints from Games Workshop work really, really well. I still have some from when I was in high school that's like friggin' 16 years ago that are still good to go. Actually, I think I have a pot in here of it. Let me see if I can find it. I know I didn't have much of it left, so I might have thrown it out during the paint purge of... I think it's the red gore here. Yeah, the red gore. It smells like ass, but it works so well. This was my, like, one of the original ones that I still have. I had a brown too, but I think I threw that one out because I didn't have much left. Okay, we're going to try this browny khaki grayish stone color instead. It's like a peach. Put it on my hand here. See, it almost looks like a skin color. I don't know. It's like, whoop. Oh, well, that's going to be nice. I like that. I like that one a lot. Okay, hopefully this... Okay, we're going to put this one aside because I'm going to have to repaint that one. Let's try it on this. I think we have a winner here. I think this is going to be it. Oh, this is it right here. Oh, yeah. Can you see that? Yeah, that's it. That's the one. We got it. We got our shit in order. In a world forgotten by time. One man seeks justice. Hey, you know, Adrian, For the ones you love, how far will you go? I'll get a pizza. I don't know where I was going with that, but in my head it made sense. Oh yeah, I like it. 'Cause I don't. It's not. It doesn't really show up that well, but it has kind of like a, like I was saying before, almost like a peach to it. So it looks like it has a little bit of dirt, a little bit of dirt in there, a little bit of dirty, sweet, sweet dirt. Yeah, when we ink this, it's gonna look good. It's gonna pick up all the little details. It's gonna leave the whiter areas, but weaken them a little bit so they're not as bright. We can do a couple layers of it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the shit show. Bow, bow, bow. He takes a poo. Bow, bow, bow. Takes a poo. Bow, bow, bow. And just so you know, for these of you out there in Twitch land, if you weren't here, I would be doing this exact same stuff. So I talk to myself quite often. I entertain myself. I make up things in my head and I say them out loud. If you talk to Granny Panties ever, she'll tell you this is all true story and that it probably pisses her off in some cases. But there's no escape now because she liked it, so she put a ring on it. If you like it, damn, you should have put a ring on it. Meow, 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 meow. I like this color. This is called Denibed Stone. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it has a D and an H, so I'm going to say Denibed Stone. Demmed Stone? Demmed Stone. Dem Stones. Okay, I think this is good. We're going to give it an ink and see how that turns out. I want the tips of these models, these little spines, to be very bright, though. I should really close that. I'm sure you can see that now. See how I'm working on doing more drastic colors and bigger contrast to see far away because I like to do very subtle ones that are a little bit more realistic. But they don't look good on the tabletop until you go in a little bit. Like a lot of people's, they go super extreme where they're not super detailed, but they're tabletop quality, and you can see the details from far away and all the little things picked out. But the ones that I paint often have very subtle things painted in and very low contrast blending, so that when you look at it, you know, it looks like it doesn't look cartoony. But I realize more and more that let's get the tops of this really light here. I want these parts to be really like sun scorched, like they've been out in the weeds guarding the harvest. Circle of the Haunted Hollows, that's what they do. They guard the harvest. That's a story I made up for them. It's not actually legit, but I like to have story behind all my models. Otherwise, it's no fun. Okay, let's get this on here. Let's start low. Just a wee little wash there. Just a wee one. Are you washed up for dinner there? Hey. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we get to invoke Article 9 of our Articles of Conduct. It's a very special one. One that I will make a call out for at some point. Let's get some more on this. Article 9 requires everyone to celebrate creativity with a drink. It doesn't have to be alcoholic. It could be tea, could be coffee, could be whatever your heart's desire. But everyone should be doing something creative as well. Just break out maybe a coloring book or a doodle pad, and everyone's gonna post it up on Twitter or Facebook with the hashtag Article 9, and we'll go through. Maybe we'll take a peek at them at some point. Just grab a little bit more Ink-a-doodle. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I like how that turned out. It's kind of shiny still. It'll probably look a little bit better once it dries. But so far so good with this test. In the meantime, while this is giving itself the old hair dryer, I'm going to repaint that other model. Or at least get him back to base color. Sorry for that. That's the unknown for you. You don't know what you're going to paint. You don't know how you're going to paint it. But you just plow ahead. So let's get this guy back. Article 9 at 9 o'clock. Prepare yourselves. If you don't have anything around, just grab a doodle pad. Grab something. Paint even. Microsoft Paint. Be creative. Be creative till the end of the stream. Probably be about an hour after that. But show me what you got. Just a quick little splash of paint. Just a splash of paint there, boy. Just a wee one. Just a wee splash. And I'm going to make it one of my goals for next stream to have the Twitch radio station up and running. I'm not really sure how it works, which is why I haven't done it yet. I thought I was going to have to set up for War Machine this weekend, but my opponent is not available this weekend. But we're starting off our big campaign. The Twitch chat will be participating if you wish to. And even right now, you're earning currency to be able to partake in it. I won't say more because I don't want people to steal my stuff before I even get to use it. But there'll be a whole campaign set up. We'll be posting up things on our Wix page, which I have to update. Ooh, that was a little too thick. Let's get some paint off there. Posting up campaign progress and where the story can go. It's going to be a Circle versus Skyra, so Druids versus Elves, which is going to be very, very exciting. And the campaign's called Lines of Fate. So you're going to be able to affect a change on our games and partake in how things will how things will play out, and you'll be able to battle each other. Anyways, details on that will come on the days that we're actually playing. But probably the first two games of the campaign will be played not next weekend. Sorry, not this weekend, not next weekend, but the weekend after. So 3 weeks from now, we'll have our big campaign launch day, and I'm gonna try to do something special for it. See what happens. See if I can have more people over. Yeah. Where's my water? There it is. Just gonna let that dry for a sec. Close my paint pot. I always leave it open by mistake. It's probably the reason why some of these are dead. Okay. So we like this. I'm just gonna look up what the equivalent, because this is an older. It's not part of their new series. Games Workshop. Sorry, I'm gonna put this here because Games Workshop doesn't have like, they switch up their paint names and their formulas every friggin' 2 months, which is part of the reason why I don't play that game anymore. I will be painting their minis because I still have a ton of their minis, and I kept some of the ones that I converted. And to be perfectly honest, I think Games Workshop makes some of the best miniatures out there, if not the best ones. Unfortunately, they run super expensive for no reason, because the rest of the world is offering them for 1/5 the price, and it's just unacceptable, some of the prices you have to pay, especially if you want to play the game. It's upwards of, I don't know how much money I spent on Warhammer stuff. Even just second-hand stuff is pretty expensive, and there's no resale value in it either, unless it's brand new on the sprue. Like, I have a box, literally a box this big. I don't know if you can. I can't even show you on here. Let me switch. A box like bigger than I can show you on this thing, that's full of Warhammer buildings, and I can't sell it. I can't get rid of it. And there's probably enough in there for about 10 to 12 buildings. And normally you get a pack of 3 for almost $200, and I'm selling that entire box for $200, and people won't buy it because it's not new, because it's been base coated and broken apart. And yeah, I'm just gonna look up something really quick because I want to see if Games Workshop color conversion is still applicable, because they keep releasing new paints and different names for them, and it's really annoying. So I'm gonna see if Deneb Stone is actually on this chart. So we have the D. Deneb Stone is now called Rakarth Flesh, because, you know, you go from stone to flesh. So that makes sense, right? Okay. So it's called Rakarth Flesh. Okay, so let's get back. Let's get back to it, ladies and gentlemen. You know, sometimes you just gotta have yourself a pack of cigarettes a day. A pack of cigarettes. It's my brush. Can you see my brush? Can you see my brush? I'm tired. It's been a very crazy week. Very, very crazy week. No. No. Cigarettes! April 52 says, no, you don't need a pack of cigarettes a day. Says April 52. Well, she didn't say that. I just assumed that she would say that. You do not need a pack of cigarettes a day. Nobody does. Nobody should. Look at that. That looks really good. I don't know if the shine's going to eventually go away. We're going to dull that down. But the pickup of the Deneb Stone. I will say that I do like a lot of the variety of colors that Games Workshop paints. I just hate the constant changing and the constant updates every 2 friggin' minutes to stuff. And of course, Toronto's losing to Seattle. Okay, let's move on to the next mini. So we're gonna actually wait. No, we want to try to finish the testing of this model first. So step 1 was the dry brush of the Deneb Stone. The ink of this stuff over here you can't see. I'm gonna try to pull that maybe into the view. There's the ink right there in the corner. Now we're gonna do let's do another dry brush of the Deneb Stone, but just to pull up some of the corners, just to pick off some of the corners and edges. A little bit of an edge highlight / dry brush. Stuck on Pandora, thank you for the host, man. What's up? Stuck on Pandora says, whoa! I don't know what that's about, but so yeah, so we're gonna do a little bit of a dry brush / edge highlight on some of the raised areas, because if the light is coming directly above, it's gonna hit those points first, and they'll also give a little bit of a bleached stone kind of feel to it. Actually, it doesn't look quite dry enough in the center there, in those little areas. So I might I don't need those to be super moist in there. Thanks, dude. He says this looks sick. Yeah, I was watching your stream through my stream for a little bit. I enjoy whenever you guys are playing. Is it called 7 Days to Die or 7 Ways to Die, or I'm not really sure what the title of the game is, but that Minecrafty zombie apocalypse game is pretty friggin' entertaining. So yeah, so we're gonna use some of the Deneb Stone to get what we want for this next dry brush layer, edge highlight. So those of you just tuning in, this is Riker's Iron. It's my new creative stream. If you have any questions, please just post in the chat there. And yeah. Okay, so we're gonna start with the tip here. We're gonna just pull it down. We're gonna just pull it down like our pants in the park. We're not gonna do that. At least not in the park. So I want just this blade looking edge to be a little lighter. Be very careful on this one, just to kind of hit some of the points I want a little lighter than our previous one. Try to pull that down. He says 7 Days to Die. You'd like it. Lots of building and crafting. The multi-camera setup was really neat. Can see you worked really hard on this. Yeah, it took a little while. I basically said I wanted to get whatever I can done in a month. I want one overlay with a little bit of a talk to me. Hey. Overlay, and just have some fancy stuff. The usual tickers and counters and cool little things like that. I have a couple of special things in the works, which I hope to have up and running sometime in the next couple weeks. Unfortunately, Saturday's tabletop gaming is canceled, but I will be streaming anyways, just doing some hobby stuff. And the same with on Sunday. I'll be streaming as well. Because Granny Panties works all weekend this weekend because it's Mother's Day and it's big commission. So we're just going to highlight here. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of really faint and try to pull that up here. The model's really small, so it's kind of hard to kind of hard to show the details. Okay, so I also think I might need a better light. Okay, so I think that's good for there. And maybe a little bit more on this tip edge. And for those of you wondering what the little pirate ship little box is, that's the total worth of the current prize pack. So every time someone donates, we take a portion of it, put it into the big booty chest for everybody, the big mega swag giveaway that's going to happen at the end of the year. And we'll keep adding to it as time goes on, and we'll see what kind of crazy stuff. I'll try to put in a lot of my favorite hobby stuff, like some of my favorite paints and paintbrushes and game things, and maybe a starter box for some games and some minis that I like. Maybe even some sculptures that we end up doing. Okay, so I'm really gonna have to press a little harder here to kind of get in here. Get the edge really kind of crisp with the paint, boyo. "7 Days to Die." Yeah, I haven't really. I still have my Xbox One. I mean, I've been having trouble actually finding people to buy my shit for me, so I ended up kind of hoarding most of it. Some of the stuff is actually here off to the side. You can't see it, but I got like some collector's editions like Titanfall 2 and Gears of War 4 and just things that are just too big and I have really no attachment to. I didn't really like Gears 4 and Titanfall 2. I mostly wanted it for the helmet and didn't even end up opening it, and I have a friend who might want it, so make a little bit of money off it. Just trying to get this ridge up here nice and what I consider perfect for our next layer of inkage. These points here, because like the model itself in the game actually shoots a laser from there, I'm probably gonna try to get some burn going on this, make it look burnt. And if you guys have any music requests, feel free to post them up in chat. The usual, you know, exclamation mark, song request, YouTube link. It's 5 black pennies. Some sweet black pennies. Okay, I think I need some more paint on this guy. Sorry, I'm trying to get just enough to not waste, because these things dry out really quick. I don't know why I even have my wet palette here. I'm doing mostly dry brushes and edge highlights today, so. So what we're doing right now is we're trying to do our test model to kind of see what kind of paint scheme we're going to use for our bigger dude here, for the stone. And yeah, so right now we're testing on the littler model that shares properties with him, just to get our scheme down, and then we're going to move on. So I really want to get some of these edges here. Okay, now comes the hard part. This little bottom thing is so flat and so consistent, it's hard to get the paint to stick to where you only want it to. So I'm going to try to do a downward brush here. There we go. That's perfect. That's exactly what I want, yeah. Exactly. So I'm still getting used to getting the mini to show up on the stream itself and the paint. Probably have to do some focus adjustment or maybe one extra zoom level. Okay, so for this, we're going to do a back and forth motion. Like we're, I don't know what the word is, or what you would do to this to somewhere else. Okay, so sometimes I align it under a light just to see where. Okay, so still need to do a little bit there. Like I said, I like to have my light source on the model as if it's like all the shadows should be for my circle anyways, as if the light was directly above you, so everything would be darker underneath the stuff that's closer up. I'll give you an example in a second. I'll show you some minis I painted a couple months ago. So this is actually my second time in like 4 months having actually painted. So okay, so I want this a little brighter. I think that's good for this so far. Let's try to get one. Yes, that's what I wanted. Nice deep. Okay, here. I'll show you what I mean for the light source stuff. So I painted this guy. Ouch! Son of a bitch. I painted this guy about a month ago, but a little bit more than that. But his arms are all kind of shaded down, so you kind of have like a little bit of a Hulk thing going, and all of his muscles. So if you're looking at him from downwards, you'll see that it's usually typically brighter at the top for him than underneath him. Well, underneath him he has this little. He's squishing a little dude in the cornfield. So it's kind of my light source stuff. Anyways, so let's. Okay, so let's do inking number 2 on this. I think though this time. Now we'll stick with that. We'll stick with that color. I wasn't sure if we were going to use the same ink as before, but I want to keep it consistent. I think I'm going to go with a smaller brush though. I don't want to lose control of this and have it kind of slather everywhere. I want to be very specific. I half expected my my hairstyle thing to prompt Able52 to tell some story about the 80s and how like in the 80s that was called the pickled weasel or something. Okay. Let's see if we can get this to show a little bit. No, I forget all the hairstyle names. Yes, I had a rat tail. I will admit that right now. I had a rat tail. Super popular when I was in school. I think like 3 other kids had a rat tail. I think I held out the longest though. Literally the longest rat tail in longest time. Okay. So we're gonna do one last Deneb stone, and then we might pull a little bit of the Thrall flesh. It's like it almost looks like a green, and I'm gonna put that in very specific areas because at some point we're going to be putting moss on these models. So I'm just gonna close my Facebook because it's making weird noises at me. So I'm just waiting for this to dry. I don't want to start the other minis yet until I figure out what I'm doing with this one. So far I'm pretty pleased. Let's start shaking this one up. Always shake your paints. Unlike babies, never shake a baby. But you can shake paints all you want. It's good. It's good for them. Gets it all loosened up, mixed together. It's almost time to invoke Article 9, ladies and gentlemen. Which means at 9 o'clock we all celebrate creativity and creations, and we all do something. We all do a little bit. We all get a drink. Doesn't have to be alcoholic. Could be tea, could be coffee, could be water. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Whatever you want to celebrate with. And you're gonna do some creation or some creative stuff at home. Could be a coloring book, sketches, doodles, painting, minis. Just get your juices flowing. Your creative juices flowing like this. Ooh, let's switch it up. Let's do a little dance. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Little creation dance to inspire you all. Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. Article 9. And if you want to show it to me, just post it on Facebook or Twitter, and just put the hashtag Article 9, and I will find it. And there's a reason why, because it's going to go into something later. So it's a little hint of things to come. Things on the docket. Goals. I know Stuck in Pandora is another goal-oriented person. They like to set goals for the day, try to knock them out one by one. I'm the very same person. I like to set 3 at work, 3 at home. Every day. Every day. I think this should be dry by now. It looks a little moist. Still looks a little moist, but it's not. It's still dry. It's drying a little bit. It's a little moist. Mabel says the dance was disturbing. It's not disturbing. You should... No, you shouldn't, actually. You do not want to see me drunken dance. I'm told I'm actually pretty good, but there's some things that I just take a little too far. Okay, let's keep rolling. I think that should be dry enough. Oh, I need a smaller brush, actually. Let's get our little small brush. Ooh, we don't want that there. Gonna get our little wee one, our little wee dry brush. It's like a little shitty brush from before. We used it to do the stone, or the wood pieces on Sunday. Still good. Try to get the paint off here. And we're just gonna go in and ooh, that's a little too dark. It's a little too wet. It needs to be drier. It needs to be almost like there's no paint on it. It's got to look like there's no paint. I want these corners to look a little rubbed. Yeah, I definitely do the robot. The robot's a pretty popular one. People request that. I do that quite frequently when I'm drunk and dancing. I'm not too shabby at it. So at my leisure, I shall create a grand army of the Republic. God, that new Star Wars trailer looked really crappy. If you want, there's a video on YouTube that does a side-by-side comparison of the first trailer of the Force Awakens and then The Last Jedi, and it's cut for cut, scene for scene, the exact same trailer. Like the same content, the same everything. There's 2 scenes in it that are slightly different. It's like, am I going to go to that movie and watch the same thing I had already watched? I think this one I might need the pot to sit with me so I can pull some paint up whenever I need it. Because the smaller brush doesn't hold as much paint, so you end up using it really quick. It's not that I'm not a Star Wars fan, it's just I'm more of an original Star Wars fan than, like, the original series Star Wars fan than the newer ones. I can't get behind them. There's just too much, way too much marketing. I get that they're there to make money. The franchise makes a lot of money, but almost everything about the new franchise is basically rehashing the old one with a slight modern twist. You know, Force Awakens was essentially A New Hope. Not my cup of tea. And I don't mind like sequels and, you know, little rehashes here and there. You know, you gotta use sometimes like what you have, but they have an unlimited. They literally have. They went on record saying, all the canon from the books, the comics, everything is gone. That doesn't exist. We're redoing it, and they had an unlimited universe. They basically had an unlimited universe, and they chose to do the same story. And I'm guessing that what's her face, Rey, is either Kenobi's kid, because he spent a lot of time on Tatooine. I don't even know if they were on Tatooine in that movie, but it was deserty and looked like it, so I assumed it was Tatooine. So I'm assuming it's Ben Kenobi's kid, because Luke sure as shit didn't return there. and that Luke is probably going to die Kenobi style. Probably fighting Kylo Ren in some lame emo battle where he's like, I want to be like my family. He's going to cut himself with his lightsaber over and over again. He's such a weak villain. And who knows? Maybe they'll make him into like a Vegeta character where he's on one side, kind of like Vader did at the end of his days before he was killed off. I really hope this looks very sandy. I want it to look. Might be a little too sandy. Just gonna do something really quick. Sometimes a little whenever I dry brush, sometimes the brush gets too dry, and you end up with these little flakes everywhere. So what I'd like to do is I like to take a semi-moist brush and just kind of run it over. Game of Thrones. Meow, 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 meow. That's actually how we named Kitty Meow. Was we were watching Game of Thrones and I couldn't get it out of my head. And we had this cat. We had just gotten her. And I was singing already, like meow meow kitty kitty meow meow kitty meow meow kitty meow meow. And then Kitty Meow kept kind of semi-responding to it. So she ended up being called Princess Kitty Meow Meow. Okay. So I think I got all those little flakes off. I don't know if that happens to other people when they do it, but it happens to me, especially when I use a smaller brush to do dry brushing. Just gonna clean this a little bit. Seems to be a little too dry. A52 says, hey, meow, meow. Meow, 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 kitty meow, meow, kitty meow, meow. It's actually one thing I like to do a lot whenever I watch TV shows. TV shows that don't have lyrics to their song, that are just whatever, I like to make up lyrics to. Especially Star Trek. Star Trek, I think, is my favorite one to make up lyrics to. Especially Next Generation. Also, I'm more of a Star Trek fan than Star Wars, and that's purely because of I find the science fiction's a lot better. Yeah, they kind of have the same stereotypes every single series, and then, you have the captain and his right-hand man usually ends up being something really bizarre or weird, and there's always a female love interest somewhere, and the new guy, and the war hero. Okay. I'm gonna pop in one more zoom level on this camera. Okay, sorry about that. I was trying to pop in another zoom level so that might be able to pick up some of the details better. Okay. So I'm trying to get the excess water off. I like to move it. We actually saw Guardians of the Galaxy on when was it? Tuesday. We saw it on Tuesday. The Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Volume 2 or whatever it's called. It was actually really good. I really want this back spine, and I just got some water on there. I don't think it's dry yet. I really want this top back spine thing to be really, really poppy. Okay, I think we're nearing the end of this Deneb Stone dry brush stuff. Just want to pick up this corner here. And this one here. Okay. I think that's good enough for me. Put that down. I want to add a little bit more water to this ink wash here. I don't like that it's drying too dark. I want to be able to control the weather, as they say. They don't say that, I just made that up, but... That'll do, big. That'll do. Okay, there's one spot I missed that I wanted to do. Just wanted to get these little those little dents. Just a little bit extra wee touch of highlight. Well, not really highlight, but just a little dry brush on there. Like I said, I don't normally do dry brush. I like layering a lot more, but with stone and sticks, it's just easier to do. I don't even know how I would layer, how I would layer that stuff. Just gonna clean this off a little bit. Okay. So let's grab our... Where's our little Thral flesh? There we go. So we're going to grab some Thral flesh. Get a little bit onto our palette here, wet palette. Add a smidgen of water. Actually, I just realized I don't need to do that because I'm not going to be painting it. I'm just going to be dry brushing it ever so lightly. Ever so lightly. So I'm just going to close that. So you compare it to the other color, it's like a green. Oops. It's like a greeny khaki color. And so we're gonna do the same things before, try to get up all the moisture off it. I like to use my finger for this because I don't know, I just do. Pretty sure these paints are all non-toxic. Here's hoping. Maybe I won't have balls anymore. Who knows? And I kind of want to tint the dry brush we did before with this to give it a little... You know how like stone sometimes when it gets rained on over and over again has a little bit of a green tinge? That's pretty much what we're going for. Just a smidge. Just a wee bit of smidge. Little too much of paint on my brush. Dirk, 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 dirk. Yes. Just trying to place it on very sharp areas. Like I said, we're going to do like a laser burn at the tip of this, so but I still want to make sure I cover it just in case I don't get as deep. I guess, just in case I don't get as deep with the burn. It's so quiet. Why is it so quiet? I actually was trying to watch last night the new Harry Potter movie, that Fantastical Beasts and Where to Be Disappointed. That movie really was crappy. I couldn't even Sarah and I got through about 35 minutes of it, and we were like, I can't do it anymore. Like I just turned it off. I was like, this is not a Harry Potter movie. This is some... It felt like a movie that they wanted to do for American audiences because, you know, everything was in Britain. Why was nothing in the US? Like, we don't know what goes on in the US in the wizarding world. What happens? And then they made this movie to kind of be like, this is what American wizards are like. And they turned them into a bunch of assholes, which was pretty predictable on that point. So I don't want all the highlight we did before to be green. I just want the very, like, edgy tips to have a green tinge. It's just my personal preference. I mean, you could put brown or other colors. Eel52 says, I want to see it. Love the first one. Do you mean like the first Harry Potter movie? I'm talking about the one that was like in 1930s New York. I thought I was gonna love it because the creatures are part of the reason why I liked the Harry Potter books, and I like that time period as well. But it just turned into the typical like it was almost like watching Doctor Who visits New York. Like this weird bizarre guy gets arrested by the police and the American wizards don't want to hear anything of his side of the story, so they just lock him up in jail and say we're gonna execute you and whoever's involved because like there's no other side to the story at all. And yeah, not a very Kanikuri story. Not a Kanikuri. The monsters were still pretty cool in that though. Like, well, I shouldn't say monsters, but the beasts and the all that kind of stuff was still pretty neat. I just couldn't sit through the story anymore. Plus, it had that weird, creepy blowjob lips dude from what's that movie called? Jupiter Ascending. Who talked like this? Really British and quiet. Almost like a lame version of Dumbledore if he lived in space and was like an emo, uh, like a skinny emo kid without a beard. And they tried to throw in all these like mentions of wizards in the movie, like why is Albus Dumbledore such a fan of you, Mr. Random Wizard Guy? Like, look, we mentioned him. He exists. This is totally in universe, in continuity. We follow the canon. It's like, yeah, I see what you're doing. Don't really enjoy it. I will watch something else. And then we watched Under Arrest, which is basically the Canadian version of Cops. Like go from door to door and ask people if they can come in and arrest them. Can we come in there, eh? You know, you've been a little drunk in public there, and you can't just be drunk in public there. Oh, I didn't know. Sorry, eh? Sorry about that. Sorry about it. Okay. I'm liking that. I'm liking it. I wish you could see it a little better on stream. I'm gonna work on the camera stuff. It's another goal of mine. Get the Twitch radio thing going and uh, the camera a little better for being zoomed in. I'm getting a boom arm, like a crane arm, so I can attach it here and have it zoomed over my shoulder. Because right now it's attached to my light above the workspace. So with it over my shoulder, you'll be able to actually see what I'm seeing, I think, anyways. Either way, I'd like to get it off my light because the light gets kind of hot and I don't want it to like melt anything. I want to try and maybe pick up a little bit on this here. Let's see what it looks like in a little bit of a darker region. Yeah, it looks okay. I'm trying to judge from it from afar because that's how you're going to see it, is from far away. Yeah. I'm going to do one last little bit of ink. One last little bit of ink here. So we'll pull up a little bit. What I'm going to do is just find the recesses, because I want those to be really dark. So I'm just going to paint a little bit of this into there. It's only a temporary thing because we might do glow, we might not, so in case I don't do the glow. I also like to go in with white and actually dab extreme highlights on these things. But we can do that later once we've caught all the minis up. Because I want to do all of them at once, like step by step, so that they're all the same thing. This was just a test mini to see how we're going to do it. And I'm pretty pleased with it currently. Sorry, you can't see that, but I'm putting the model up like this, and I'm dragging the ink from the crack down to kind of give that little bit of rainwater stain. And I'm having to hold my breath because I sometimes paint between between heartbeats and intake and outtake breaths. Okay, I think I'm pretty pleased with that. I just wish you could see it a little bit better on stream. I mean, you kind of can at that angle, like. Yeah. Okay. So we're done the dry brushing layers and the inking. I am just going to quickly, though, make notes, because every time I figure out how I'm going to do something, I forget how I did it when I go to do the actual model. So typically whenever I'm painting, I try to make notes after I've found what I'm looking for. So what we did was we did a dry brush, Denibed stone. I'm just going to put DH stone. Then we did a big ink. Of, what was it again? It was Flesh Wash. Flesh Wash plus Armor Wash. Then we did another dry brush, edges and corners. Then we did some light inking. Light inking of areas to be darker. Then we did another dry brush of DH stone on corners and edges to be brightest. And then we did the same corners and edges with Thrallflesh. And then we're going to do touch-ups. So that's the first part of the Stone Age. Stone Age. So that's how we're going to do it. That's how we're going to do it. And then, okay, so just to explain a little bit, I like to do things, like I said, multiple shorter layers throughout over time. But I also like to cover all the minis that share the same properties. So in this case, we're going to also be doing this golem dude, aka the Wold Warden, where you have them all kind of worked down a little bit and reposed to be cooler than his base version. And our primary model, the giant megalith, who, just to give you a size comparison, is that big. So big I actually have to zoom out. And then once we have him up to speed with this mini and all of his little minion friends, then we can go in and start doing the actual highlights and getting paint into some of the little cracks and creating like cracks in the stone and that kind of stuff. For now, we just want to get the base color down. Well, base color, the stony look down, and then we'll go from there. So that worked out pretty well, and we didn't damage. I don't think we got any business on the actual wood, which is nice. Okay. So one has dropped, one has fallen. Oh, I think. Oh no, this is the one I need. Just gonna give this one another stir, just in case the paint's kind of settled a bit. We're 5 minutes from Article 9. I want to just send it out there if anybody's looking to partake in Article 9. Let me know what you're going to be doing. You're going to be sketching, going to be doodling, going to be painting along with us, watching Bob Ross. I still count that as participating. If you're watching some Bob Ross, the original streamer, the man, the legend, the fro, the attitude, the great. There's a lot of people out there. Actually, Granny Panties gets into verbal, or has gotten into verbal fights with people at where we used to work. Ow, crap. Because they would say that Bob Ross's paintings suck and that he uses cheats and essentially painting hacks in order to get his results. And it's like, how is that a shitty painter? Like, I don't understand that. If he knows his stuff so well that he has found ways to make it easy for himself, that's called being a master. That's not a cheap way to paint. That is just mastering your technique. He's created thousands of paintings, and a lot of them are practice paintings and the same paintings over and over again, so he could get down what he's going to be painting. So Abel52 says, have to go later. His painting is looking good. She'll have to do a rain check for Article 9. Oh, Abel52. Farewell. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. I enjoy having people here watching, even if it's lurking or requesting songs or doing whatever. Farewell, and we'll see you next time. We are going to be back on Saturday. Don't forget. I don't know what time on Saturday. Sometime between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. Eastern. And we'll also be back Sunday. I want to try and get most of these minis done this month. Well, the minis that you just saw here, the stone dudes. And we're also going to be kicking off our our War Machine campaign in a couple weeks. So we had originally planned to start it on Saturday, but my opponent could not make it. So we're gonna kick off, not this weekend, not next weekend, but the weekend after, and it'll be glorious, and it'll be fun for you viewers at home because you'll be able to participate in the actual campaign as a Twitch viewer. So stay tuned for news on that, and we'll be posting up a little trailer at some point soon. Okay. So we're gonna try. So I have. Is there supposed to be 6 of these guys or 5? Oh yeah, yeah. So we have 4 more of those little dudes to get up to speed, and this guy's a little stone staff. He controls them, so we're gonna try to get him up and running as well. There's some other stone stuff on him, but yeah, I'll probably paint him off stream just to get him up to speed with everybody else. Tonight we're going until 10 o'clock, so we still have an hour left. It's almost time, ladies and gentlemen, for the world famous, nay, the universe famous. No, mostly just Twitch famous. Article 9. So we're just going to move these guys out of the way, because they are in my way for my hand. See how dark that is compared to... Here, let me put these two together, so now you can kind of compare and contrast. See the two? This one's just the base colors. This has a little bit of detail and dry brushing on it. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm invoking our Article 9. So for those of you who don't know, you can read it here. I'll post it up in chat. Article 9. Every man and woman shall keep their watch day and night, and at the hour of 9 in the evening, everyone shall partake in being creative and drinking liquids of choice, to relax and advance one's projects in the betterment of the ship, the fleet, and the crew. That being you at home. So I'm going to dash downstairs. I'm going to get myself a drink of something. And I hope you're going to be participating. And let me know in the chat if you're going to be doodling, drawing, painting, watching Bob Ross, doing whatever. I'm going to leave you with the break screen. Welcome back. So, like I said, show me what you're going to be doing at home. Put the hashtag in the chat there. So, hashtag Article 9, and I will look for them. Those who actually do it, I'm going to be gathering them up. We're going to look at them. We're going to adding a few people here and there to our big end of year draw / random draws throughout the year. So I don't know when our first giveaway is going to be. Probably soon. I have a mega order of Bones minis coming in, and I already have. I backed the Bones 2 Kickstarter a couple years ago, and I backed the Bones 3 Kickstarter, which is supposed to be shipping sometime in the next 30-40 days, and I spent about $800 American, Canadian on on backing a ton of things from that because I really like the minis. They're not a lot of them. A lot of the bigger models are so nice. A lot of the smaller ones, like the hero ones, are a little so-so. I'll be doing a lot of reviews on like groups of miniatures based on little package that they kind of are organized on their site. But yeah, so we might be giving away some of that stuff and throughout the year, and some of that might be in the final big prize pack. The big, huge, mega prize pack is going to be done at November, December time. So just in time for you to get a big Christmas present from us here at Rikers Iron. So I got my drink. I've been really dehydrated today, so it's just a little bit of lemon juice and water. Saturday, though, I will probably have a beer. Although, unless I stream really late Saturday, probably not. But who knows? Saturday's up in the air right now. But I'm definitely going to be streaming Saturday, just not sure what time. So let's get back to it. So we're gonna try to get the base fuzzy nutter dry brush done on all of these little mini guys here. So we'll try to get the first round of Den of Brown because I am jumping off around 10 o'clock because I want to eat. And I intend to make food. So I might actually jump downstairs briefly for a few minutes to turn on the stove. Which reminds me, I need to text Greeny Panties. Okay. So cool. You're just so cool. Like, Jesus Christ. Try to get it nice and dry. But we're trying to do a heavy dry brush on this first bit. Try to keep it consistent with the other one. So for this first layer, as we did before, we're gonna try to pick up all of the edges and all the little nooks and crannies on this mini. It just makes the ink, when we do our first layer of ink, a little bit... It gives it its purpose, first of all, but it also lets it kind of do its thing and create gradual gradients and kind of pool downwards to where it'll be darker. Also, over the next couple weeks and months, I'm going to be moving my video footage of various battle reports and stuff over to Rikers Iron from our World of Homecraft site. We're leaving that one for Granny Panties and stuff, and any gaming things that we might do, like video games and that kind of thing. And when you're dry brushing and you're using, and especially on metal minis, if you haven't done a super decent base coat, or sorry, primer coat, you'll actually start to, if this becomes too dry, you'll start to pick up the paint and expose the metal underneath. So you kind of at various points have to make the call to go back into your pot and pull up a bit more paint. That was too much paint. There we go. That was pretty sweet. I like this color because it has a little bit of dirt in it. It's a little peachy brown. It's a little peachy brown. Brown town. Get some brown town up in this. Okay, I am going to take a quick break. Granny Panties is on her way, and I want to start making dinner. So I'm just going to go turn on the stove and start boiling some water, because I'm going to be making some meatballs and some steamed veg. Gotta have your veggies. It's good for you. It's not like those cigarettes. Don't eat those cigarettes. Stop eating them. You're supposed to smoke them and make you feel good. Don't smoke them. So you can see that the difference between the back little sail and the thing here. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do this bottom one really quick. So like I said, first layer, kind of a heavy brush. You want to do a heavy version of this. Okay, I'm going to jump downstairs. I shall return. I will leave you with a previously requested song while I'm gone. Let's do some Immigrant Song. Okay, I'm back. I'm just gonna turn off the music there. Unless you guys want to keep listening. Actually, let's do that. I'm probably not gonna talk a lot more. So we'll just listen to some music at the final. The final stretch kicks. The Granny Pain's on her way home. I started food. I'm probably gonna jump off in about a half hour. Finish this guy at least. And one of his compatriots. Now that we have our test model down. Let's just keep that going. I like to be very careful with my dry brush. Some people just go like they're like a mentally ill person told to make a painting. I know you don't have to be too worried about the dry brush because you can always paint over it really quick, but I want to have some say and control on how it's placed. We can afford to be a little more aggressive on this one. I keep forgetting we're on the first coat. Okay. One dry brush done. Moving on to the next. I don't know if you can see that. I get just this little bit of paint onto there, just on the tip, and then I just wipe it back and forth on my hand and on my little cloth. The thing I like about dry brush is it's kind of cool because especially when you're doing stone and wood, depending on how you angle it and position it, it creates very unique looks on each of the models. Like here, if you can compare that side to that side. I think next stream I'm gonna have my wet palette underneath the camera, because I just realized there's this like horrible glare shine right here. I have a feeling the camera's like focusing on that all the time and not the mini. I really like this denim stone stuff. Goes very, very, very well with the darker gray. Makes it feel like that stone that's been kind of rubbed against something. Ooh. My back is a little sore, I'm not gonna lie about that one. I've been up here all day. First I was working up here, like actually doing work. Working from home today, and then switched over, do some streaming. Started a little earlier than normal. And the whole goal of our stream is to just get better at whatever we're doing. Get better at painting, get better at sculpting, better at maybe playing, running our games. We're doing some Iron Kingdoms on here soon, which is part of our War Machine campaign is going to be tying into. I'm running dry here, like literally. I might have to wet this just a smidge. Actually, it's almost time for cleanup. I like to take about I like to take about 15 minutes to clean up all my brushes, clean up my painting area. Because I find if I don't, I leave it and I ruin my brushes and I lose my brushes, essentially. Then I gotta spend a lot more money on brushes. And I can't stand a messy work area. So I like to reset after every stream, get everything cleaned up. Get right in there on that one. I put a little too much water on this, but the ink will bring it back down. Or the wash, sorry. Totally forgot to do the top part here. Whenever I'm doing this, I try to keep in mind what my feature layers are going to be. So I try to push the corners a little lighter than the rest. Because once I put the ink on, it's going to bring it down. It's going to bring the tone of the color down to be a little darker. like this color. Who knows, maybe one day we'll try doing if we ever get extra funds or extra donations or something, we'll try to do a giveaway and do an alternate to stone, like maybe we'll do like a quartz, something like that. Or we'll try to paint something like a gem. Let's try to get this up. Get this corner up. I think this one turned out pretty good. I think I maybe the extra on it was just a little bit heavier than the other one. Dry brush done. Dry brush done. We're putting them beside each other. I think I'm going to push this one a little bit. Game Pains is home. I think we're good with this. Yeah. Those two are done for the dry brush. Let's see.
You remind me of the babe. Babe with the power. Power of voodoo. You do. Remind me of the babe.
Quiet! A goblin, babe. Well... I saw my baby crying hard as babe could cry. What could I do? My baby's
Okay.
love had gone and left my baby blue. Nobody knew.
I like the little emote gargoyle at the top. Wah! He spits all your emotes. I think I'm gonna call it. I think I'm gonna call it quits. I would have liked to go till 10 o'clock, but I don't want to start getting into doing everything at once and then only have to call it quits. So I think we're gonna save this for Saturday. On Saturday, our goal will be to get all the dry brushing and all the minis up to our checklist here that we made. Let me find my brush cleaner.
In 9 hours and 23 minutes, you'll be
So it's time. It's part of our articles as well.
I saw my baby trying hard as babe could try. What could I do? My baby's fun had gone and left my baby.
I don't even know all my articles off by heart anymore. I think it's Article 5 actually. Whatever.
Then baby said,
First, get all the crap off as best we can, and then we'll use the actual brush cleaner. This is my favorite brush cleaner. It's called, it's actually called the Masters Brush Cleaner. Cleans oil paint acrylics. It comes in bigger things than this, but this thing has lasted me for a long time. So, I might actually pick up an extra one just in case. They have bigger ones now that are like 4 or 5 times the size of this, and they're like $9. So, maybe I'll make that part of the giveaway prize pack at the end of the year. Okay, try to get some of this paint off. I'm just gonna get these all wet with the soap. Then I'll take them to the sink and actually rinse them off. Oh, Granny Panties is home. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for coming out. I want to thank you for those who participated in the chat and posted up some songs, chatted with us, hosted us. Thanks to Stuck on Pandora for the host. And I hope to see you guys back Saturday. Saturday we'll be back between 11 to 12 p.m. sometime. Sorry, 11 a.m., 12 p.m. Not sure what time exactly, but we'll go for a couple hours there. And then Sunday we'll be back for our regular time. So I hope to see you all there, and I look forward to it. And I'm looking forward to finally getting these miniatures done, because they've been in my desk or in my closet for countless months. So, fare thee well. Good luck to you. And remember, be better than yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. Be better. Always learn. Always be improving yourself. This is Wrecker, signing off.